NTE has hit the ground running. I feel like this is the new big AAA experience in the gacha scene that is gonna probably be competing with the top dogs like Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, what have you. However, I know a lot of people don't want to compare, say for example, Wuthering Waves versus Neverness to Everness, right? Which is understandable because whilst Wuthering Waves is tailored for a more sweaty, mechanically demanding gamer, NTE gives you the vibe that is obviously for more casual, kind of slow, bit unkey type of gamer, the new generation of gamers that are not as sweaty, but yet still like a bit of a challenge, right? This is basically what NTE is. You can tell this is what it's tailor-made for. And whilst, yes, comparing the two games when clearly they are being let's just say marketed towards different types of audiences, I think what we have to compare, however, is how they go about the gacha system, the formula within the gacha system, and how they go about allowing players to get literal, what's supposed to be premium items for free. I feel like this is something that we have to encourage, something we have to push, so that hopefully what was known as the devs listened, the pioneer, the founder of the meme devs listened, the Wuthering Waves devs can kind of wake up from the hoyification they put themselves in and go back to the devs listen, because let's be honest, I feel like Kuro games have grown a little senile in the last few months, man. I don't know about you, but they haven't been listening as much as we wanted them to listen. And I feel like this new spark of competition in how we approach the gacha system specifically, and how we go about giving out freebies and the options in how players can get the freebies is incredibly important, and important to encourage developers when they do that, so that we in the future and as we go on, whether it's our games that we already have or the new games that are going to be coming out, so that the devs can go, you know what, this is what the players like, we have to give them that. And I applaud NTE for doing that. Huge shout out to Neverness to Everness for doing what they did, because I was blown away by a lot of freebies I get, how easy it is for me, the no 50-50, etc., etc. I do want this to be a great topic of conversation to not only, once again, promote future releases, but also have the current releases we have, especially Wuthering Waves, to, let's just say, wake up and revisit some of the formats they're going about. The reason why I'm not mentioning Hoyoverse right now, because let's face it, you're talking to the void. When it comes to Hoyoverse, that's it. Like that ship has sailed. They make some change from time to time, but they're not going to listen to us. They might do this, but like long down the road. They will probably, but maybe in like 5 months, we can start talking about Hoyoverse doing some of this stuff. But for wuwa, the pioneers, the founders of Devs Listen, I want them to listen and start doing some of this now. So first and foremost, let's go over. If you enjoy this type of content, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything gacha news related, especially. And also hype up the video. Apparently you can hype up videos. That's a new mechanic that YouTube has introduced, where you can hype videos up. It would mean the world to me, and you can even consider joining the YouTube channel. That would mean the world to me. So yeah, I would appreciate the support. I appreciate you a lot. Let's get back into the video. The first one is you get standard pulls by just leveling up your units. That's something Hoyoverse applies. I'm glad to see they're applying it here too. I don't know why wuwa isn't doing it. They're trying to keep standard pulls have a certain value or something. That's why like they're giving it to you like in every patch. Instead of giving you like 10 golden pulls, they give you 5. So it's like, so that when you see one the green, you're like, ooh, that's not bad. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know why they still do that. Like, just do like what the others are doing, like, for crying out loud. The next one is of course the skins, and to be specific, free to play skins, as we see here. For example, after I save up like 3 mil, which I think later down the story and later down the post game, I think we can start making a lot of money. And actually shouts out to NTE for making this resource very valuable, and through it, like, chasing it is incredibly key, because you can get a lot of goodies and qualities of life within the game, but also it enables you to unlock skins that other games, say for example Wuthering Waves with the Mornier skin, that's a weak ass skin. I don't know why that wasn't for free, especially in an anniversary. That's just pathetic. Well, in NTE you can literally get these free to play as you play and progress through the story, as you progress through the game, as you unlock more stuff. You can just get it. Like, it's completely free. There's obviously going to be one that's premium, the one that's you know, let's just say the more revealing of the bunch, and there's some like you can literally get just by interacting with the characters, etc., which are good looking skins regardless. This applies, by the way, to like a lot of units. Like a lot of units, you can just get their skins for completely free. You got the MC, Of course, the male characters are just not gonna get much skins. Like, of course they won't. But this is like, for example, the character that's like in literal everywhere. Like Mint is literally stealing the show. Once again, free skin. You can get it by free to play, and once again, another free skin which you can get just by interacting with the unit. And this is by far a very, very strong revealing skin. I'm surprised they're allowing you to get this for completely free when it comes to what is supposed to be the mascot in terms of the characters. So this is like the Yang Yang, basically. I don't know why Wuwa isn't doing this. They have to start doing this right now. Next, you can get directly an S rank unit, standard one of course, of your choice through this shop right here. Instead of like getting pulls, etc., you can save up. I think it's like the equivalent of 31 pulls. It's literally exactly 30 pulls. So instead of 30 pulls of like getting it, for example, for the premium unit, you can actually get a standard unit of your own choice, whether it's copy or unlocking one you didn't have. Like, I don't know why Wuwa, for example, just allows you to get copies exclusively. I don't think you can get the character directly. You have to unlock him. Once again, trying to give value to the standard banner, give value to, like, when you lose the 50-50, well, it could be this character you never had, when all of them are washed up right now. Especially the reason why I'm really criticizing this right now is because Wuwa is like in a period, in a stage that's just, some of the stuff they're doing is just unacceptable to me personally, especially when we look at the competition right now. So I feel like this is some of the stuff that have to be included in Wuwa at least. Or I'd argue, hear me out here, even 1.0 units should be around here. If there's units that are quote unquote washed, they should be here. Because why not? Especially weapons. That's just a little suggestion here. Next, I want to take a small pause from the gacha, and well, it's not necessarily a huge, because this is still RNG. It's not like it's the gacha within the gacha, but not necessarily the gacha. It's not the premium gacha, just the free-to-play gacha. This is something people have been asking for since Genshin days. The moment you started interacting with the gear system, whether it's the artifact system in Genshin, the relic system in SSR, the echo system in Wuwa, people have been complaining about this and wanted this at least. NTE has that. You can see, as you can see here, this is a fully unlocked one, and this is a non-unlocked one. You can notice the lock icon here. That's right. You can see what you're gonna roll into if you go and fully enhance the item. A huge complaint I have, for example, in Wuthering Waves is crit rate can go from like 6.3% all the way to 10.5%. That is a lot of difference. That's just unacceptable to me, because a lot of my units suffer from, I finally get 2 of the correct stats I want in my echo, but they happen to be like low rolls. And a lot of people like to dismiss those, like, oh, I gotta try again. But that's a level of min-maxing that is unwelcome for me personally, because it's more frustrating and tilting than encouraging, especially when you don't necessarily need that much to clear content. It's just like for the sake of optimization, because we gamers, you know, we love to optimize our stuff. I feel like this is a solid, like when you add it to the 50-50, it's like you always deal with some level of guaranteed RNG the moment you start interacting with this RNG system, if that makes any sense, right? Okay, so you just need to get the stats to show here, but as soon as you do, there is no more extra layer of RNG to actually get the substats you want. No, it's already there. You know what? Just roll. So that's very, very welcome. It saves a lot of resources. Of course, it's the main reason why people wanted it, is because in the long run, it saves you a lot of resources. Let's face it, the tubes, especially in Wuthering Waves, are atrocious. It's a very bad system. It's a huge welcome. Devs, y'all better start listening. Next, I want to go over something that blew my mind, which you can get free S rank 5-star weapons for just beating bosses. You literally just get them for beating bosses. What? So if we look here, for example, my account, you would think I'm spending, but I'm not. I have an S rank weapon here. I have an S rank weapon here. I got one here too. I haven't gotten this one yet. Some bosses are tough to actually unlock, like this, these mini quests and mini mechanics you have to deal with. Like, I'm still in the process of unlocking all of them. But the fact of the matter is, I'm literally getting S rank weapons right off the bat for free. for completely free. The only one we got in Wuthering Waves was Emerald of Genesis at like level 45 or like status miss. The rest doesn't matter. But you basically get like one of the original 5-star weapon series for free when you reach level 45 in your world level, right? This here, I'm like world level 19 or something. I can already get a S rank, as in 5-star weapon, for every single weapon type in the game for free right off the bat, man. Why don't we have this? What is going on? And I would like to add also is that in the weapon system, in the weapon banner, you basically get S ranks for literally so easy, man. If I go here to like the fair thing and I go to Arc Research, you will see here, for example, that I can just pull. A lot of people said like you have to use the weapon currency. Well, no, apparently you can use annulites, which is, like astrites and stuff like that. And you will see here a golden up arc guaranteed within 6 pulls. So basically S class arc guaranteed within 6 pulls. Like in my next 10 pull, in my next 6 pulls, I can get a S rank weapon, right? An S rank arc, a 5-star weapon. So in Wuthering Waves, once again, it's like we keep going back to it. They keep trying to keep like the standard banner stuff like valuable by making them like somewhat scarce. But the reality is those are washed up and don't necessarily matter, especially when you factor in the fact that 4-star weapons are so bad in Wuthering Waves. We always have to make sure we get some degree of 5-star. For example, gun units and sword units, I always make sure to save for the static miss or like Emerald of Genesis, because those are always solid stat sticks. For the rest, I gotta get 6. For example, Diana and Hayuki. I so wanted Hayuki's weapon. I so wanted that. But the reason why I can't get that is because I have to use Emerald of Genesis on Hayuki, which I'm still trying to reach pity in a standard banner, by the way. I had to get that instead of the Sig, because I can't just use a rectifier on Denia. I can't just do that because all of them in the thingy here suck. So I have to get the Sig. I'm forced to make Denia the best, because I don't have like a good second option that is like 4-star. It has to be a 5-star. So like I have to make a choice. Okay, I have a 5-star weapon from the standard banner and one from the limited banner. Well, the choice is made for me. I have to use Emerald of Genesis on Hayuki, and then I have to use her Sig due to how the game is structured in itself, which is just a huge shame when you notice what they're doing over here right now. Not only is the weapon banner probably the best weapon banner I've seen in gacha right now, but also a lot of these you can get them for literally free by just playing the damn game. This is a huge shame. Do it right now, fix it right now, revisit the gacha right now. Devs are not listening. If we are not starting to see some of this stuff implemented in Wuthering Waves, devs are not listening. Next, I want to go over something quite interesting. If we go here to Pridwin and look at the tier list of Neverness to Everness, you will notice that the tier 0 character, Shiz, is the best character in the game right now, and it has A3+, as in there's a lot of copies to it. And the reason why you see that is because this is a free-to-play thing you can obtain, because if you haven't heard, you can get an A6 or S6 Chiz R5 as well, completely free. That's right, we're getting an S6 R5 character completely for free that pays you to win, because apparently you can get money off her. You know, the very money you need to get freaking skins and stuff. You know, the very money you need to purchase skins and stuff like that. Like if you were wondering why is it so hard to get all this money and stuff, like is it that hard to get it? Well, not necessarily, because you literally have an S6 R5 best DPS currently in the game that helps you fix that very problem. If you want things now, right? If you want to help yourself now, you can just do that, which is just incredible. Like when you sit down and think about it, it's just insane. Just how, like, look at that. Even Nanali isn't as strong as this. Fairly so, of course. She's competing with like an S6 character, an A6 character. Sorry, but the reality is, it's like, dude, what? So we can just get this for free. It doesn't even, it's not coming from the banner. They don't give you pulls for it. You can get your pulls in getting all of the rest of the roster. Chiz is unique and you can just get her. It is nuts to me how this is just not being talked about, pushed, and encouraged some more, because the reality is we have to, so that we can make a change in how let's just say some of these developers are going about approaching their gacha formula. Because I'll be honest with you, when I look at how NTE is treating me and I look at how Wuthering Waves is treating me, I'll be honest with you, I feel like I'm better here treated in with Wilderness to Everness, especially when you consider also that the experience is also solid and good. And I'm looking at Wuthering Waves in contrast, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want to. I don't think I'm as passionate and as in depth with the system anymore, right? Like, I still play it if there's anything fun to do. Of course, why wouldn't I? It's free stuff. That's what we always encourage over here. Gacha games are side games. They're like this dessert, this snack you can always get when there's any, but it's not the main course. And let's just say I think my main side course, right, is gonna be probably Neverness to Everness because of the very elements I cited. I'm pretty sure there's more. Who knows? This is just what I've noticed from my own gameplay. Yes, I'm a little late to the party, but I'm employed. And so it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And once again, pause from the gacha, is something crazy is the awakening. They have 6 effects you can pick from and you spread them around. So basically, this is my E1, right? I get to choose which effect I can take advantage of already. And then the more I unlock over here, the more I can use. Holy fucking shit. Because the reality is, when you look at how the other games are approaching their, let's just say, ascension unlocking, well, there's not much creativity. There's not much player choice and player interaction. Like, you just get what they give you. Well, here, no, because you get to choose which effects you want to use depending on your build, depending on how you want to go about using the character as early as possible. So it's like, for example, if I were to get a copy of her, I can pick any of these effects and I get to adapt it depending on how I want to go about it. The real question is going to be, for this particular point, is how impactful each and every one of these are to the overall gameplay and how you can go about using different playstyles of that one character. For example, can an E1 make Nanali more of a support than a DPS, etc.? Like, that's going to be like the real question to answer, because I'm still not delving well enough into the meta. Like, I'm trying to understand some things, but I'm a little employed right now, okay? I can't, all right? And chat isn't here, so chat teaches me, okay? So yeah, I think these are certain elements that I feel like gacha games in general should start implementing right now. Hoyoverse might take some time, you know, because it's freaking Hoyoverse. You know, they're a little too slow, okay? But for wuwa, the devs listen, the founders of devs listen. I feel like, sure, if we're not gonna compare gameplay and stuff, sure, that's fine. But in terms of freebies and how we can obtain things, etc., there's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. We should want this from developers. We should ask this from developers today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. We start now, and we keep pushing for this for as long until they respond. Because let's face it, I'm calling it. When you look at how the hoyification of wuwa has became a thing, one would say that NTE's gacha system has shown that wuwa could never. I need them to change that immediately, because wuwa could never is something I never thought I would say, but yet here I am saying it. Yeah, so let's help Kuro Games wake up from the hoyification and the corpization and the extraction phase, to quote Glaive Keo, they're in, and go back to the Kuro games that we all fell in love with, and so we can get a better product and a better free-to-play friendly, interactable gacha system. So yeah, this was my thoughts. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Be seeing you again.